Hi guys, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel, Crafting Up a Storm. Today, it's a pumpkin party for the 5 Under 5 collaboration. I will tell you more about the collaboration later in the video, but for now, let's get crafting. For my first project, I picked up this house, a fence, some napkins, and moss, a couple of different sizes of pumpkin picks, and this window cling, all from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to use this pumpkin patch sign for now. I painted the house with some ivory chalk paint. I wanted the background to be a little lighter since it does show through that napkin. I put a little antique wax on my fence, and then I rubbed it back a bit. Mod Podge on my house. Let that dry. And here's where I messed up. I put my napkin down and no cover sheet on it. You want to make sure you have some parchment paper. I did rip the napkin a little bit, but I patched it and all was good. I rubbed the sides and the excess off with some sandpaper. And I wanted the ridges to come through, or the slits, so I used a little screwdriver. I'm going to use this pumpkin patch, but I don't want the napkin to show through, and window clings are a little translucent. So I went ahead and cut the whole thing out and left it on the cardboard that it comes on. I used the cardboard as a sticker. I just put some Mod Podge on the back and then popped this on the front. That way it had a good solid back to it and the napkin design didn't show through. Some hot glue on one side, and I glued my fence to the side of the house. I'm going to put some pumpkins on the front of the fence, and I'm just deciding how I want to arrange them. I'm going to use one larger one and two small ones, but I'm going to paint them with some craft paint, pumpkin color. I added a few more colors to make it look like a actual pumpkin. A little bit of greens, some yellows. Added a few twigs for stems and cut up a floral leaf. A little bit of moss on the top of the pumpkin. All this is definitely however you want to decorate your pumpkins. I glued them to the front and I have a little pumpkin patch. What do you guys think of this one? For this easy little project, I picked up this summer cup at Dollar Tree and I painted it with some pumpkin chalk paint and ivory chalk paint. I'm going to use the window cling. It took a couple of coats to cover everything up, but once those dried, you couldn't see the little sprinkles or the teal color. For the straw, I used some washi tape and wrapped it in a spiral around it. I just thought I'd decorate the straw as well. Painted it with some pumpkin chalk paint as well. Now I'm going to put a little cinnamon on top. I'm using some Mod Podge on the top of it. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some cinnamon. I let that dry, and once it was dry, I took a brush and brushed away any of the excess. It also kind of spread the color a little bit around the ivory paint. Here's my straw. And I'll put it all together. I wanted to use a pumpkin on the front of the cup. I picked this orange one, put some Mod Podge down, popped on my window cling, and Mod Podged over the top. The last thing I did was glue a little wooden pumpkin from a pick, like a toothpick, cupcake pick on the top. Tell me what you guys think of this one. This pumpkin party is brought to you as part of the 5 Under $5 challenge. The challenge is hosted every month by Emily at Farm Charm Chic, and this month's guest host is Cindy at Z9 Designs. If you want more wonderful pumpkin decor ideas, click on the playlist and watch all the videos. You will get very thrifty, under $5 projects, all with the theme pumpkin. For this project, I picked up one of the truck wooden signs at Dollar Tree, and I tried my hardest to go ahead and unstick the glue and take the top pieces off. I don't know that it was worth it. I broke one of the fenders, but I painted this lovely blue the entire truck. I left the tires, the area around the tires, blank so I can paint those black. Before I did that, I grabbed a circle template and I used a Sharpie to make a good line, a good solid line. That way when I painted, I only had to go up to the line, and so the line was good and straight. My painting didn't have to be so exact. So here I'm just going right up to that Sharpie line and painting that tire in, and then I'll go back with the blue and touch up the places that were missed. I painted all the other pieces. I used some antique wax on the little wooden rails. Now I'm going to go around the edge of just everything, the pieces, the truck, and everything with some kind of watered down brown paint, a little bit of orange paint, just to kind of dirty it and maybe rust it up a little bit. I want this truck to look like it's working on the farm. To distress it, I'm going to add some lighter color blue to my original blue Harbor paint. It's blue cotton. And I'm going to distress it out so that it brings the color down a little bit, like it's sun faded and not so brand new of a paint job on my truck. I painted the pumpkins with orange chalk paint, pumpkin chalk paint. And then I used a little darker orange to add some detail. I fixed that little fender that I broke with a little of the glue and caulking, and then I painted over the top of the patch. I used my window cling on the door, and this is how it came out. A couple wooden blocks in the back as well to prop it up. Let me know what you guys think. This project is one of my favorites. My neighbors had a big old party, and on the grass the next morning on my lawn, there were some bottles and this Patron bottle. My son was helping to clean up, and I told him, I could craft with that. So I did. I'm going to paint it the pumpkin orange. I used several layers of the pumpkin to begin with. Now I'm going to add some detail, and I used a darker kind of red orange to make some stripes down my pumpkin. I'm not worried about them being perfect. I don't want them perfect. I'm just drawing lines with a small paintbrush. Once I had all the orange lines done, I went back in with a maroon brown color and a really thin paintbrush. And I went over the top of those orange lines with a little darker line, skipping places. I didn't want it to be a solid line. I just wanted to add a little detail and make it look more like a pumpkin. I went around the top of it with some fern color chalk paint for a stem. And then I distressed it with some ripe apricot just to make the lines not so dark and obvious, and I just dry brushed here and there. Around the top of it, I added some raffia. I just circled it around and glued, left a few hanging, twisted them around a dowel, and curled them a bit. Here's 2 of the picks from Dollar Tree. For an added bonus, I painted the top of the cork red and used some white chalk paint with the pencil eraser and made some dots. And I had a really cute little mushroom. Let me know what you guys think of this one. I thought they turned out cute. I found this gorgeous 3-tiered thick pumpkin stack in the $+ section for $5. I'm going to flip it over so that I can use the front side for fall, and we'll do a bonus little Halloween decoration on the back of this one. I grabbed a stencil, doesn't matter what kind, just something to do a design. You can always just paint a design, but I pounced some orange pumpkin paint through my stencil to decorate my white pumpkin. For the green pumpkin, I'm going to use some purple paint and use a sponge dauber as well and make spots. Then I went with an eraser for some black spots. And then I think I went in even more with a paintbrush and added some little small black spots. And at one point, I'll add some white spots. I took a ruler and some pencil to draw in some lines. I just want a guide to go by. For the black pumpkin, I took white chalk paint and I did some squiggly lines. I didn't want them to be straight or anything. I just used a little wiggle as I pulled the paint down. Here's those white spots. I couldn't get enough spots on the green section, I guess. Then I went back in on the orange section with some black paint and made little spots up there. I took the attempted spider web off of the black section and I decided to just glue down some plastic spiders. These were rings. I just snipped off the back of them. To the top, I added some moss and a leaf, and that was it on this really easy project. Now I have 2-sided. I can use the one side for fall and this side for Halloween. Let me know what you guys think. Here are all 5 projects together. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me which one was your favorite and which one you would like to recreate. As always, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a good thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as part of my crafty family. Have a great day.